Hi book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and this is Random Books on My Bookshelves. Okay, so this is a new video for me, and if this goes well, I'll probably do this more often. I got the idea from Reagan from Peru's Project, so thanks Reagan for this. Her video I will link below what she did. I think she called it On My Shelf. But basically she just randomly picked books off her shelves. I can't remember exactly how she did it, but how I'm going to do it is I'm using random number generator. I have a total of 14 shelves, I think. 14 shelves that I'm going to pick off of. I don't have 14 shelves total. I have way more than that. But the 14 shelves start over in this corner over here. You can't see all of it. I've kind of moved the camera back a little bit so you can see a little more of my shelves. But it'll be these three bookshelves behind me. And then I have another bookshelf over there on my TBR bookshelf. That's my huge bookshelf. But I cleared off the top shelf is now actual. Not very many of those books are TBR books anymore. Some of them are, but they're all mostly series and books that I've already read. And then I have my display case, which has two different shelves on it. One has my Harry Potter, and the other one has mostly Cassandra Clare books. And I am going to do a bookshelf tour one of these days. I keep meaning to do that. Now that I just rearranged my bookshelves again, I think I really want to get that done. But I thought this would be fun to do in the meantime. So I'm just going to I'm going to pick two numbers off of random number generator. The first will be the bookshelf number that I'm going to pick from, and then I will count over from left to right the book to pull off. And then I just thought I would talk about the book a little bit. If I read it, what I rated it, what I thought generally, and then maybe something about the book itself, like how I came to acquire it. Some of them have good stories, so let's get started. I think I'm going to do 8 books total for this. So the first one from Random Number Generator was, and I've already gone through and done this, so I know what my numbers are. I just haven't gone through and looked at the books because I thought it'd be more fun to do on camera. But the first one is bookshelf number 5 and the 25th book. So bookshelf 5 would be up here. Alright, so the first book I've got is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and this is the first book in the series. I have read this and I loved it. I believe I rated it 5 stars. I think I give 5 stars to the whole series. This is one that I don't think is for everyone, but I really enjoyed it quite a bit. So this is a dystopian, well, kind of more of a PA novel. It's YA, and it's about this world where this virus has been set free and killed a lot of children, and the ones that are left have magic abilities and they're considered dangerous, so the government has them locked up in these concentration camps and they're not treated well at all, but the public is pretty much lied to on how they are treated. And then the ones that escape, they hire bounty hunters to go out and find them. It's just a messed up future in reality. And it's very sad, and as a mother it was really hard for me to read these books, but all the more heartbreaking, and I don't know. I just really love these. So this follows the main character is Ruby, and she has one of the most powerful skill sets, and so she lies about what she can do. Their abilities are numbered by color. I think she's orange, and there aren't many of them left. I think that's right. She's either yellow or orange. I can't remember. But she's on the run, basically. She gets out of the camp and she's on the run and meets some other kids, and it's their story through the whole trilogy. It's a really great story. And then how I bought this, I'm pretty sure I just bought this on Amazon when it came out. This came out a while ago, 2012. And actually, this was one of the books I sent to Tucson to have my friend sign at the Tucson Book Festival because Alexandra Bracken was there. So this is now a signed book for me, so even better. So I've had this book for a long time, and I love this trilogy. It's really fun. Okay, I'm not going to put it back right now. I'm just going to set it aside, and we will move on to the next book. So book 2 is the 10th bookshelf, which is going to be, I believe, this bookshelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll be this bookshelf, and it's number 19. So we'll get that one pulled out. And this book that I pulled out is The Winter's Kiss by Marie Rakoski, I think is how you say her name. This is the third in the trilogy. This is a YA dystopian well, actually, no, it's a YA fantasy. It's a big political intrigue type of a story, and I really did love this. I gave this 5 stars. This author was supposed to be in Tucson last year when I went to the Tucson Book Festival, and it was a cancellation last minute. So I had taken these books hoping I get them signed, and then I didn't get them signed. But it's still a wonderful, wonderful fantasy. I really love it. I just um, pre-ordered this off of Amazon when it released, same as The Darkest Minds, I think. So nothing too exciting with this other than I was hoping to meet the author and didn't get a chance to, which is too bad. But I love these covers and I love these fantasies. It's a different fantasy. It's a little slower moving because there's a lot more political intrigue, but I really love that. I loved some of the contradictions and um, the irony in some of it. I just love how she wrote this series. So yeah, it's a good one. All right, the next one is the 12th bookshelf, which will be over there, my top shelf on my TBR, and it's number 23. So I'm going to go over and grab that. I'm sorry I'm not showing you that shelf, but that corner is a mess, and I really don't want to move the camera over there. So, yeah, 23rd book, I will go get that. Okay, so this book is Fallen by Lauren Kate. I thought this was so hilarious that it pulled this book, but I have had this book, I don't know how long, a really long time, shortly after Twilight came out. I think is when this came out. This was 2009, I believe, when this came out. And I absolutely loved this story when I read it. And I read the first and second book quickly, and then they had kind of a third book, which was kind of and that one was kind of almost like a in-between book. There's a bunch of short stories in the series, and then the last book, I actually have never read Rapture, which is the last book, and then another book came out after that. I'm not even sure what that book is. If it's a continuation, I think it's the same story as Fallen, but it's his point of view, I think, is what it is. I haven't really looked into that much because I wasn't really that interested in reading it. These books I remember really loving, and I do want to go back sometime and reread them because I want to see if I would still love them. I kind of think they're cliched now, but it's also kind of a cool concept to these, the fallen angel, and then the fact that they keep meeting, he and Luce keep meeting over and over and over in time. I kind of like that concept. So, I don't know, I kind of at some point want to reread these. I thought when I went through my latest purge, I almost got rid of these books, but I still have Rapture and haven't finished that. And I was like, well, maybe I should reread these and then read Rapture. So, I held on to them for a little while. Plus, the covers are really gorgeous. I love the covers to these. All right, the next book is on the 6th bookshelf, which will be which will be this one right here behind me, and it is book number 8. This one was a pretty easy one to pull off. So I have Beastly Bones by William Ritter. This is the second book in this series. It's the Jacoby series, and this is a pretty new acquisition. I picked this up at Book Outlet along with the first book. And I think it was actually the Black Friday sale that they had. So I got this, and I'm so glad I got these books. I read them, and they're wonderful. It's sort of a Sherlock Holmes vibe crossed with a very paranormal aspect. So they're really witty and fun reads. I love these. So I am going to reread these this year and then read Ghostly Echoes, which is the 3rd book, and I haven't read that yet. So that's that book. All right, the next book is on shelf 8. So that will be, it's going to be my bottom shelf down here. And it is book number 18. And this one is Die For Me by Amy Plum. This one I got bargain price at BAM. I read it from the library years ago when it came out. This is, I think, it's a fallen angel story. It's been so long since I read this. It's about immortals and that kind of thing. It takes place in Paris, and that's part of the appeal for me. And I really remember loving this. And then I read the 2nd book as well, and I've never read the 3rd book. I finally have the whole trilogy, so this year I would like to read the whole trilogy and finish up. It's been so long since I read it, I just don't remember a lot. I just remember really loving it, so we'll see if I still love it. There's a lot of YA I think I read early on while I was reading YA that I'm not sure if I would love now, but I want to try it at least, so that's this one. All right, the next one is on shelf number 1, which is over here on the top one right there. So this is probably going to be a kids or a MG book because that's what these shelves mostly are. And it's book number 12. All right, and this book is The Young Unicorns by Madeline L'Engle. This is the same author as A Wrinkle in Time, and this is a series, The Austen Family Chronicles. So her series, I haven't read all the books yet, but they all kind of intertwine and connect, and a lot of the characters show up in several different books. So this is the series following the Austen family, and this I picked up at Goodwill actually. I found it at Goodwill in Nashville when I was on vacation there. And I still haven't read this yet, but I haven't even started the Austen Chronicles series. But I love her A Wrinkle in Time series, and I really do want to read more of her books. They all kind of have the same theme and connect and same kind of world, so I think I would enjoy them all. So one of these days, I will get to these. The next one's on the third bookshelf, so that's going to be this one right here with all my Nancy Drew books. And it is book number 5. Yay, I'm so happy I got this book out. Thyrion by Angie Sage. So this is a Septimus Heap book. This is actually the 5th book in the series, as you might have guessed, since it's the 5th book on the shelf. I started off the shelf with my Septimus Heap books. And this is a wonderful, wonderful MG series fantasy. It's adorable and cute about prophecies and everything. It reminds me a lot of the early Harry Potter books. So I really, and I'm sorry, there's dust bunnies everywhere, and I just dusted this room, so I don't know where they're all coming from, but if they float around the screen, I'm sorry, but as I move around, I'm stirring them up again, and like I said, I just dusted, but anyway, so this is, I really recommend this if you love Harry Potter, especially the early books. This is a little bit younger style Harry Potter, but it's a really cute story. It's a great series. There are 7 in the series, and it's all out now. And then she has another series she wrote that's like a spin-off series in the same world, and I haven't read that yet, and I think there's 3 books out in that one. But I just adore this world and this fantasy. It's so cute, and all the words are like spelled differently, like siren, like instead of a I, they use a Y. You see a lot of Y's in place of I's and things like that, so that's cool. And then they're cute little square chunky books with the deckled edges, and there's somewhat small illustrations throughout, and they're just really, really cute books. They look bigger than they are because of the size of the page. They're pretty quick reads, even though they look really long. So yeah, I just really love these. These are so fun. And then we have one more, and that is on shelf 11, which will be the bottom shelf down here, and it is book 5. This one is The Final Descent by Rick Yancey. This is the 4th and final book in the Monstermologist series, which I adore. I picked this one up on Book Outlet not too long ago, and I read these all from the library, and I've been wanting to collect them ever since. I love the covers to these. I think they're also a little closer. I love the covers to these. I think these are wonderful covers. This is very different than the rest of the series. It's a lot smaller, but it's a very creepy series taking place in like Gothic London with these monsters, and it's a wonderful relationship between young boy who's an apprentice to this really absent-minded professor of a guy, but he is very, I don't know how to describe him. He's one of a kind character. And then the relationship between him and the boy becomes very important to the central plot of the story throughout the series. But each one they're solving different mysteries regarding monsters, and it's very graphic and very brutal, very scary. Very much older YA, but I adore these. These are great Halloween reads. I really recommend them for that. And that's all I'm going to do for this video. I might do this again because this was kind of fun. So yay! Leave me comments below on any of these books, or if you noticed any other books behind me you wanted to chat about, that'd be fine too. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you later.